Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the topic of English grammar that is called as nouns. In the previous classes, we have also learned about this topic with the name of naming words. So, we can come to know that naming words are also known as nouns. So, today we will do this topic. So, nouns, first of all, we will learn what are nouns. Nouns are the names of person, place, animal, or thing. A noun refers to the name of a person or a place or an animal or a thing. For example, all of us have the names for example, your name is Priya, right? Somebody's name is Akash. That is the name of the persons. So the name of persons are also known as nouns. As an example, we can see here in this PPT, as an example, it is written as Juhi, Apple International School, Delhi, picnic, and dog. These all are known as nouns, as these are the names of person, place, animal, and thing respectively. So now we will have a look at the type of nouns. The nouns basically are of two types, that is the common nouns and the proper nouns. Further, there are many descriptions of nouns, like many more types of nouns are there, but the basic two types are the common nouns and the proper nouns. So first of all, what are common nouns? Common nouns are the general names for people, places, animals, or things of the same kind. Just like we don't know the name of a person, all the boys, when we see that there are so many boys, we call them as boys only, because we don't know the name of a particular boy, right? So all the boys collectively, they are known as boys. All the cows, when they are grazing together, we call them as cows only, right? So that is a common noun, that is common for everything or everyone. The proper noun are the specific names of people, places, animals, or things. Specific means the special names given, like New Delhi. New Delhi is a special name that is given to a city. Arman. Arman is a special name given to a person, so that is the proper nouns. Now have a look at the pictures. The common names are city. All the cities collectively are known as cities only. When we call them by name, for example, Malot, New Delhi, then these are known as the proper nouns. But when we call them as city only, then it is a common noun. Boy, as I've already told you, when we generally call a person as a boy, then it is a common noun. And when we call the same boy as with the name, for example, here Arpit is written, so it is a proper noun, it becomes a proper noun. A country, there are so many countries in the world, right? All the countries have different names. When all countries are together, then we call them as a country, that is a common noun. And when we specifically mention the name of every country, for example, India, New Zealand, America, that is the proper noun, because we are telling the name of that country. So this was the common and the proper nouns. Now we will have a look at the further type of nouns. The next type of noun is concrete nouns and abstract nouns. Firstly, we will learn about the concrete nouns. So what are concrete nouns? The concrete nouns are the nouns that can be experienced through five senses. As all of us know that human beings have the five senses: touch, hear, sound, smell. All these are our five senses, right? The things, the feelings that we experience through these five senses. For example, when we eat something, we call it as this is tasty, right? So the tasty, the word tasty, we have tasted it with the help of our sense organs, with the help of our sense, so it is the concrete noun. As an example, the boy tasted apple. Boy has eaten an apple and he has tasted that apple and he said the apple is sweet. That noun is the concrete noun, because we have experienced the sweet taste of that apple with the help of our tongue, right? So now next is the abstract noun. Abstract nouns are the nouns that can be felt or experienced, but they cannot be touched. As in the concrete nouns, we said that we can experience these with the help of our sense organs. As the apple we ate, with the help of our mouth, right, with the help of our tongue. But in the case of abstract nouns, we can experience or we can feel something, but we cannot touch that thing. That, for example, happiness, sadness are emotions basically. Like if I give an example, I am very happy today, She is very gloomy or sad today. That is an abstract noun because we cannot touch happiness or sadness. We can feel that we are happy or we are sad, but we cannot touch that happiness and sadness. That comes under the abstract nouns. Yes, further now various classifications of nouns are there. As an for, you can say gender, number, or collective. The nouns can be further classified as with the help of gender, number, or collective nouns. First of all, we will learn about the gender noun. Gender noun is further of two types: neuter gender and common gender. Now, what is a neuter gender? Neuter gender refers to the non-living things. Like when we need to talk about the non-living things: mobile phone, laptop, chair, table, book, pen, pencil. These all things are non-living things, right? When we need to talk about the non-living things, that nouns, the words that we use at that for that non-living things, that are the neuter gender. And when we need to talk about the living beings, for example males or females, that is known as the common gender. Common gender that is used for both males as well as the females. For example, teacher. Teacher can be male or a female also. Neighbor. Neighbors are both males and females. Cousin. Cousin brother is there also. Cousin sister is there also. So that is a common gender. Nextly, it is number noun. When we need to represent the noun with the help of numbers, it is of two types: singular nouns and plural nouns. First of all, singular nouns. When we are talking about only one thing, one animal, one person, like when the count of that particular thing or person is one only. When as a definition is written, nouns that show one item are called as singular nouns. That show only one item. I repeat, that show only one item. That means when we are only talking about one person or one thing or one item or one place, that is a singular noun. That is known as the singular noun. For example, a book or one book, you can say. Secondly, plural nouns. Plural nouns when we need to talk about more than one. As singular, that is one, and plural means more than one. For the plural nouns, that shows more than one person, like two persons, four persons, five persons, and so on. Two or more things, and similarly that is known as the plural nouns. For example, as we can see in the picture, many books are there. It can be counted as well, like there are 10 books, there are 15 books, there are 2 cars. These all are the examples of plural nouns. So now when we know that when it is singular item, we simply write it as like book, pen, pencil, chair, right? Because we know it is only one. When we want to convert the singular into plural, the question arises, how will we do that? How will we change the singular into plural? For that, there are 3 ways. Firstly, adding s or es. Like with the word that is singular, you can add an s or es at the end. For example, one word is house, singular word is house. So if you want to make it plural, you will add s to that. At the end of that word, you will add an s. Houses. Now dish is there. Dish. So you will add es. It will become dishes. It will become plural. Second way is when there are words that ends with y. There are some words that end with y. For example, country. Any of the words that ends with y, what you need to do is just replace the y with ies. As country ends with y, so we will replace the y with ies. That will become countries. Similarly, lady, if we replace y of lady, it will become ladies. Okay. The third method is changing the singular into plural, replacing f or fe with ves. As we have learnt that there are some words that ends with y. There are some words that end with f, that end with the word f, that end with the alphabet f, or that ends with the alphabets f and e. So when there is f or fe at the end of any word, you need to replace that f or fe with ves. For example, wolf. Wolf ends with f, so we will remove f and we will write ves at the end of wolf. Okay, it will become wolves. Similarly, life ends with fe. So we will remove fe and we will write ves. Life will become lives. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now let's move towards the collective nouns. So what are collective nouns? Collective nouns are the names of persons, places, animals or things that are taken as a group. Like when we are talking about so many persons that are sitting together, they are sitting in a group, they are playing in a group. The animals that are grazing together, as we all know that when the animals graze, they go for grazing in the groups. So when they are in groups, or like I have taken for example bananas in a group. I have taken banana is a fruit, banana is a thing, you can say. So I have taken bananas in a group. When we take some things in a group, then we assign some name to that group, and that assigned name is known as collective noun. For example, in the picture we can see there are so many players, and they form a group. That group of player is known as team. As I have already given you example of banana, when we take 12 bananas together, that is a group of bananas, we called it as a bunch. Or similar with the grapes, when we take a group of grapes together, that is known as a bunch of grapes. Okay, nextly the nouns are further countable and uncountable nouns. Firstly, countable nouns. Countable nouns are the nouns that can be counted by using numbers. The things, the places, the animals, the persons that we can count. The things, particularly this is about the things. Now countable and uncountable particularly refers to the things only. Like when we talk about something that we can count, like there are 5 students in the class, there are 2 dogs, I have 4 pencils. The countable nouns answer the question how many. How many pencils do you have? I have 5 pencils. How many books do you have? I have 12 books. Right? The uncountable nouns are the ones that we cannot count, that we are unable to count. For example, milk, rice, water, usually the liquid things, or things like rice. Rice, although rice is not a liquid thing, but there are the grains of rice that are very smaller in size, we are unable to count. Or you can say stars, we cannot count the stars. These all are the uncountable nouns, and the uncountable nouns answer the question how much. Right? How much water is required to you can say to water the plants. How much water is required for gardening, right? You can say that means kitna, the amount. They're asking about the amount. Okay, now we will have a look at some of the examples of all the type of nouns that we have learned. Firstly, the first slide of the example says that is slide number 12, that says that underline the common nouns and circle the proper nouns. As we have learned, common noun, that is common for all, and proper nouns, that is a specific names particularly. So the here in the examples you can see that the proper nouns that have been encircled, and the words that are that have the underlines, that are the common nouns. Firstly, let me give you an example. Let me give you the first example. Virat Kohli is a cricketer. Virat Kohli is a special name, so I have circled that. And cricketer, there are so many cricketers in the word, right? So I have underlined the word cricketer, because cricketer may be anyone. Similarly, the song is sung by Lata Mangeshkar. As we know, Lata Mangeshkar is only one person, so Lata Mangeshkar is encircled, that is a proper noun. And there is no common noun in this, because only proper noun is there. Nextly, underline the concrete and the abstract nouns. Concrete and the abstract nouns. Concrete nouns, as I have told you, that we experience with the help of our sense organs, and abstract nouns that we can feel and experience. Right? So first is, the boy tasted the apple and the sweets. Taste. Taste means we have eaten it. So taste is a concrete noun. That is why that is underlined. The man was praised for his honesty. Honesty is a quality that can be felt. We cannot touch honesty. So honesty is an abstract noun, that is circled. Laughter is the best medicine. Laughter. How do we laugh? We laugh with the help of our mouth. And how we can feel the laughter? Laughter is felt because we can come to know about something that strikes our mind, and that becomes laughter. So laughter is a concrete noun. Nextly, there is a passage there is a passage given on 14th number slide in which there are some masculine and feminine nouns are given. The words that are in the brackets, that are changed words, that we have changed from masculine to feminine or vice versa. For example, let me tell you one. The family has mother. The mother is a feminine noun, right? So mother is converted into father and father is written in the bracket. I have written father in the bracket so that you will come to know that father is a masculine of the feminine gender. So grandfather, grandmother, and daughter becomes son. One day they went to picnic near a lake. They saw a peacock. Peacock is a male, so peacock's female is peahen. And the bull is a male, cow is its female. Near the lake, some girls will be converted into boys. This is basically gender noun, right? So the boys, some girls or boys were playing near the lake. The prince converted into princess of the town came there. He was sitting on a horse converted into mare. His mother was a queen is converted into king. Nextly, in the next slide number 15, there are some collective nouns given. For example, the troop of dancers. I will let you know about the groups only. The troop of dancers, like when there are so many dancers who are dancing together, then their group is known as troop. A herd of deer, when so many deers are together, the group of that deers is known as a herd. I brought a clutch of eggs. Clutch of eggs means like when there are 12 eggs together, when there are 4 or 5 eggs together, that is a group of eggs, that is known as clutch. We played a pack of cards. All of you play cards? I hope all of you play cards, and there are 52 cards. As we know, there are total of 52 cards. That 52 cards are known as pack. The group of that 52 cards, that is known as a pack. I have a pair of scissors. Pair of scissors means scissors is only one, but it is always counted as a plural because it has two teeth. The scissors, that is, have two teeth, so it is always counted as a pair. So that is why always we call the scissor as pair of scissors. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now in the next slide we will learn about the neuter gender and the common gender. Neuter gender, that is for non-living things, and the common gender, that is for both males and females. Now there is a paragraph given, and there is above there is a line given in which there is a box given in which some words are given. You have to use these words, and fill the blanks, and you have to tell whether it is a common gender or whether it is a neuter gender. Okay. All these have been written for you. Nextly, write the plural forms of these. Firstly, let me tell you about the common and the neuter gender example. The teacher wants to take a few extra classes for the students. Teacher is a common gender, as I've already told you. Teacher may be a male or a female. Students of grade 4. Students, these are the living beings, that is a common gender. The classes will be conducted from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Classes is not a living being. Class is a non-living thing, so that is a neuter gender. Extra chairs and tables. Chairs and tables, non-living things, so that are neuter gender. They have been arranged for the students. The principal has already approved this arrangement. Principal may be a male or may be a female, so it would be a common gender. Nextly, slide number 17, you can see there are plural forms of the words written on the left hand side. Which is, there are singular forms written on the first side, like on the left hand side there are the singular forms written, and we have to convert these singular into plural. Which is berry, berries, knife, knives, loaf, loaves, party, parties, foot, feet, woman, women, boat, boats. Like simple ones, with the simple ones we just added s or es, like when there is y, second berry, and fifth party, so we removed y and we added ies. Then loaf and knife, third and fourth, it ends with f and fe, so we removed f and fe and we added ves, it become knives and loaves. Next, fill in the blanks with much or many. Much or many, that means countable or uncountable. How much or many siblings do you have? Siblings means brothers and sisters, that we can count. The number of brothers and sisters do we have, that we can count. So it will how many. That things we can count, that for that things that we are able to count, we will write many, and the things that are uncountable, for the uncountable things we will write much. So first, in the first answer, how many siblings do you have, because we can count the siblings. Secondly, how much or many biscuits do you want, we can count the number of biscuits, so the answer would be how many biscuits. How much or many money is needed to buy this shirt. So now money, we can say this, that how much money is needed. Like, why we have used much, because money can be, although money is accountable, we can count, we will write it as how many money, how much money is needed to buy this shirt, because although we can count the money, but for money is like kitna required hai, how much amount is required, we are asking how much amount is required, therefore for amount we always use much. Okay, so the third answer would be how much money is needed. How much or many pages does this book have, we can count the pages in a book, so how many pages. How much or many cloth is needed to make a dress. Cloth, that is uncountable, we cannot measure the cloth, we cannot count the cloth in number, so it would be as how much cloth is needed. How much or many people attended the last session. People, we can count the number of people or the number of persons, so we will write how many people. So in the third sentence only we have written how much money, although money is countable, but for money we need the amount, so for amount we always use much, so that is why we have written how much money is needed. For all the others that we can count, we have written many only. So this was all about the type of nouns that we have learned. What are nouns, what are the various type of nouns, and the examples of nouns. So have a look at the video. I hope you have enjoyed it well and you have learned something new today. Thank you. Have a nice day.